Going live, yes, sir. Hey, guys, it's 6 p.m. Central Time, Nashville, Tennessee, and welcome to Fish Hook. This evening, it is called Chatting with Charles. Listen, I'm welcoming everyone as they tune in. We got an exciting broadcast, and I hope to get some really good questions and feedback from all my friends out there in the good old USA, Canada, and around the world. Well, we've had an interesting week. I hope you folks had a good week. It is Wednesday night. We had a little bit of a rainy day today, and the humidity was quite high. Well, Jack and I, about a day ago, we got together and we're planning our giveaway on a grid. It'll be a griddle, and we decided to start assembling a Blackstone griddle. So we got one, and we started putting it together. Jack was filming me, and I have to say, for a Blackstone griddle, it was really well put together. Very well put together. The legs just snapped. They were folding, but they just snapped open, and they were easy. The adjustments, they have little indentations in there, so you loose, and they have nice rubber handles, round like wheel stops. Just turn it, slide it down to the desired height. You can use this Blackstone griddle. What's cool about it is you can use the Blackstone griddle to lay flat, have the legs folded, and lay flat on a tailgate, because that's how it was intended, as a tailgate griddle. Or you can put legs on it. Aisha Cooper, good evening. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day and a good week. We are too. I was just reiterating a little bit that we put together a Blackstone griddle. So it has been an interesting, this was yesterday with Jack. I spent a half a day with him when we put it together. So it's been interesting, and it's coming up in a video this coming Friday in 2 days. We're going to cook on this new Blackstone griddle. It's a pretty nice griddle. It's very affordable. You can buy it at Walmart, and they've got it at a very affordable price. They've got several models, a 17-inch, they've got a 22-inch, and they've got also I believe a 36-inch. But it's real nice, and you can handle it. It's not extremely heavy. But this Friday, we're going to do fish tacos. On that, I've got some nice fish I caught, and we're going to put some nice vegetables together, and we're going to test this grill out to see just how long it takes to, if we were tailgating, I want to see how long it takes. It has, this particular model is a 22-inch that he has, and it's got 4 burners on it, 2 controls. Each one controls 2 burners, so it's pretty decent. So we're hoping to have a good outcome with that, and we're going to test it, and then we're going to pick our winner for the giveaway, and we're going to announce it on Friday. It will be 2 videos we're going to post. We're going to have one for the giveaway, and we're going to have it shipped directly to them. Very minimal assembly, and then we're going to post our standard fishing video for Friday night. But how's it? Let me ask you, Aisha, you're in Virginia. How's the weather over there? Is it good? I want to see if you're getting hot weather like us, and we're getting a ton of rain. Ray Guy, hey Guy, how you doing, Ray? Nice to have you on board, man. I just made, and you'll probably have to play back the beginning, but this Friday we're going to announce, to recap, we're going to announce the giveaway for the Blackstone griddle. We're going to cook on one. We're going to do it at Jack's porch. We're gonna in the back under he's got a nice outdoor patio, so we're gonna cook on there and test it out and see just how good it is. So it's muggy and rainy by you too, Ish. Yeah, same thing here. It was really, really muggy today. So world supporter checking in for a minute. Nice to have you, man. Nice to have you on board. So be looking this Friday. We'll post 2 videos. We're gonna post the winner of the griddle giveaway, and it'll be shipped direct. And we'll also post our standard fishing video as well. Thank you very much, man. We love you too, Guy. Well, we did something else this week too, and I really like it. Jack told me about this. He applied and I applied. Reynolds aluminum foil. You guys all buy Reynolds wrap. Well, believe it or not, they're looking for a spokesperson for them for 2 weeks, I think, to travel around and be a barbecue taster. And they want someone to properly represent them. So I put my name in there as a new upcoming channel. And by the way, guys, we're at 1,090 subscribers. And I want to thank every one of you guys for doing this. I can't believe it. We're going to hit 1,100 hopefully this week. And we're growing at a really fast pace, and I'm really excited about that. Very, very excited. And I got you guys to thank for that. So we applied to Reynolds Wrap. I think it's going to be an interesting thing. I like to see Jack applied as well. So I don't know where it's going to get us, but I'm going to put my hat in the ring. What's the worst that can happen? They pick someone else. That's okay. We're going to go full steam ahead. You guys really make it worth it to me. I have looked forward to Wednesday nights. Like you have no idea. I've been thinking of all different things to talk about. And I know you guys are interested, and I'm interested as well in your lives. And it'd be good to chat back and forth. I want to show you my life, tell you the things I do with my life here. I've been in Nashville, Tennessee now going on almost 34 years. And majority of my family grew up here. I'll be able to now. I made a goof last week, and I just wasn't aware of it. But now we have the ability through YouTube to show photos and videos and stuff. I thought I brought them up last week. I thought you guys could see it. So, Dips, how you doing, man? Dipsy, how you doing? Nice to have you on board. And before this is over, I'm going to show you. I got to switch my screen now, and I want to show you videos of my newest addition, Barrett Charles Costley. He's 5 weeks old now, and this kid was born with a head of hair that it makes everybody would envy this head of hair. And my daughter spikes it like she does the other boys, so they have little mohawks. But anyway, it's cool. All right, world supporter, thank you. Thank you for tuning in, buddy, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens with Reynolds Wrap. I don't really know what's going to happen, but it's just exciting that they're doing that and they're looking for somebody else. Outdoor Nerd, hey, it's me on my outdoor channel. Hot dog, nice to have you. Nice to have you on board. Well, we did a poll. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I need a lot more of you to respond. We now publish this on Facebook to get the news out. I put out a poll about 3 or 4 days ago on what's your favorite fish. Yes, I will check out your channel when we're at Outdoor Nerd. Absolutely, you got my word for it. Now, we put a poll out for what's your favorite fish. We listed walleye and striper. In fact, I'm going to give you the results. It's really very cool. So I want to look it up here real quick. Let's see. Here we go. Only 27 votes have come in so far. And I know there's a lot more of you out there. So everybody didn't hear about this. I want you guys to be a part of this. The first, I wrote, what's your favorite fish to catch? First one was walleye. Second, largemouth bass. And these are in no particular order. I just picked things that are most common fish that people fish for. smallmouth bass, that's real popular here, both of these, striped bass, and salmon. They only gave me 5 options. And anyway, we got 15% voted for walleye, 52% voted for largemouth bass, 15% smallmouth bass, 7% striped bass, and 11% salmon. So it must be a lot of you guys are in God's country over there where you catch salmon. So let me tell you the purpose of the poll. The purpose of the poll was, oh, you chose largemouth bass? It's great, man. I caught all these fish. But the purpose of the poll isn't, I want to see what's the most popular and the biggest common interest item, because that's going to help Jack and I determine what direction we go when we get ready to do the fishing videos on the water, what we go after. And I'm going to go in that order, and I'll listen to you guys. So I need feedback. I need a lot more of you guys to contribute your thoughts to that. So vote on that. 27 votes isn't near how many great people we've got on our channel. So that's just going to give us some good feedback on what direction to go. And then we'll do largemouth, because the waters that we fish here, Percy Priest Lake, these are in central Tennessee. It's Dale Hollow Lake, Percy Priest, Hickory, Old Hickory Lake. We got the Cumberland River. We got Lake Cumberland. There's so many, Center Hill Lake. There's so many beautiful bodies of water here. People come from all over. Now, Outdoor Nerd, you said in your worm video, how do you do that? Well, let me tell you, I want to give again a really big shout out to Jonathan and his wife Denise. They have been awesome. It's the real deal. They're wonderful, wonderful people. They come. He comes from Glasgow, Kentucky. I believe she's from Tennessee. They just got married about 2-3 years back, if I remember the story right. We own a hardware supply in addition to a plumbing and mechanical business. And we struck up a friendship at the store, and we started naturally talking about fishing. I told him about fish hook. He invited me over to watch him catch worms. And I said, man, I know everybody's going to be interested in this. And I know, listen, this channel, again, I'm not going to detour from the roots, and the real purpose of the channel is I want to bridge the gap between the you guys that are beginners and novices in this field, that you can learn and you can understand all the terminology, why we fish the way we fish, why we use certain rods, reels, and why we pick certain lures, why we go live bait sometimes, why we do artificial. So I want to unravel that puzzle little by little. We got all the time in the world, and explain it. And maybe if you guys aren't embarrassed, ask questions to me. If you email them, I'll answer them. I promise you that. But if you want to on these, this might turn out to be even more than once a week, because I really like this. And I'd like to have some feedback from all you guys, because it's my lifeblood. It's what drives me to do this. So anyway, that's why we did the poll, to get that. And so hopefully through that, we'll be able to create some content that you guys like. Now with the worm video, let me tell you, I learned a lot. I've been fishing all my life. I've seen worms on the ground after a rainstorm and stuff, but I never really looked at how worms breed or the life of the worm, how to catch them. I'm not going to particularly start a worm farm, as they call it, but Jonathan taught me something. He said, listen, it was calling for rain all that week. So he said, let a good rain shower come down, wait till dark, give it about an hour after dark. For us, that was about 8:30. And then they'll start coming out. Now, I thought they were coming out because the ground got flooded. That's what I thought all my life. When I saw worms in the ground, I really thought the ground's flooded. They're coming out of their dens or wherever, in all their little tunnels. Not at all. I was told they're coming out to breed. So maybe that's the kind of temperature and the kind of atmosphere they breed in. So That picture is really kind of weird, but that picture that I put on a thumbnail, that is literally two worms stuck together like that, and they're in heavenly bliss. You live in Alabama. It's same for you, man. Anywhere in the country after a good rainstorm, if you do that, these guys were real. We had our lights on and everything, and I had extra lights for me. And in the wet grass, you see a little glisten. You see a sparkle here, a sparkle there. And I'm saying, that's the worms. And let me tell you something else I seen that I never knew. I never knew that worms could move that fast. And I'm talking lightning fast. Now, you could take a worm this big and stretch them like a foot. Well, half, it looks like part of their body was still in a hole, and it was just a tiny little mound when they worked their way up, like you see an ant mound, just a tiny little elevation, a little hole, like maybe the size of two toothpicks. And part of the worm body was still in there, and you would see his body out there. And the minute our lights, we have to be careful not to shine directly on it, but the minute they on the light, they suck back down like, oh my goodness. I never seen that before. But it was just exciting. We caught like 40 worms. And just he had a really small backyard and just going around. And oh my goodness, every time we picked up something, there were worms out there already and they were breeding. So we left all the breeders alone. But that was a very educational night to me. I mean, listen, that's the same thing as if I'm throwing a cast net out and I'm catching my bait. I'm catching bait here. This is just a different form. It's really interesting to get into the culture of this, into the world of back home, down to earth fishing, right at your local lake by the bank, and you have worms on. It is just, and these are really thick worms, really big worms. So I learned quite a bit. It was real funny. I had a hoot. They had a great time, and we have a second video we're editing now. From that, we are now doing his version of stink bait. And we are going to, and he has it's a catfish lure, but it's a rip-off one, which I really like because he showed what you buy in the store and how he made it. This guy's ingenious, and it shows when you really like something, you find a way to do it. So we're very creative. When you love fishing, you got to be creative. You got to try things. There's a million ways to catch fish. So the next video that'll be posted, and I don't know if it's this Friday or next, it's in the pipeline now. We're editing it. We're going to show you how to make what he calls stink bait. They sell a stinky bait at Walmart, and I'm sure they have them at different bait stores. I just have never purchased that because I never really went particularly for catfish. But I really believe that this can be more than just catfish bait. And I'm going to try that and prove that point. But it'll be on making the stink bait with a blender, and we had a blast. And then developing and making that rip-off catfish lure. Jonathan is great. Jonathan, you did a great job if you're watching. And Denise, you guys are awesome. And that's coming up as part 2 of that series. And then the third one, he'll be on the boat with me, and we're going to go and in the lake, and we're going to try different areas. We're going to fish them different ways, be it jigging. We're going to troll. We're going to cast out and do like a dropper loop with a weight and have it suspended. We're going to let our electronics give us where the fish are and if they're in the weeds or above the weed line, whatever. And I think with this stink bait, I believe if it's properly presented, we're going to catch walleye. Good possibility to catch all kinds of fish. So be looking for that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Now, me and Jack were talking about food versus fish. Now, on Jack's channel, Cooking with Jack, and Jack on the Go and so forth, Jack primarily focuses on food, and there's a lot of foodies out there. People, and I'm one of them. I love Food Channel. I love the Food Channel on TV. I like it on YouTube. We got some great barbecue channels. I watch all of them and I support them. And on ours now, predominantly, a lot of you guys love it. I know I hit a magic button there with food. You guys love food. So our food reviews are coming really nice. They're being very well accepted. I want to do a shout out to my buddy. I think his name is Steve. He's from New Zealand. That gave me the Pakistani recipe that has curry in it and stuff, and for a fish video cooking. And we've got that. I'm rounding up the ingredients now, but we've noticed that food is a big deal. So fishing. Now I've done tutorials. I've done the worm video, knots. I did the battery video. Listen, these are more important than you can imagine. I know at times they're boring and stuff. Everybody likes to see a sailfish in the air and a largemouth jumping out. You're going to see all that with us. We've had some real crappy weather. And being that I've been so domiciled at my office because of my new grandson, I had to put that on the back shelf. I couldn't really have the freedom I wanted to. My daughter is starting to come back now. Next week, she'll be back full time. And this is reminding me again that I want to show you pictures of my grandson, but it's more than worth it. But you'll see, I have a nice deck boat. Jonathan, I'll have Jack will be on the boat with me. We'll have some guests, and we might do a shout out to some of the other real popular YouTube channels on fishing, and we're going to ask them to collaborate with us. We want to get more viewers, more supporters, but to open up their eyes to the world of fishhook. And I'm going to show you different setups, and we're going to test those toadfish rods, and we're going to see just how good they are. But I'm going to do all of that. So that is coming. But food right now is really ruling, and I like that. I like it a lot. So be sure to do the poll. I have a poll out there for you guys that don't know. Please put your 2 cents in there. I need it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but we've got summertime comes up. I'm sure you guys all have vacation plans. Well, Amy and I, we're looking at possibly Vancouver, British Columbia. It's a real exciting city to go to. And we're looking to possibly go there, maybe spend a week there or something. She wants to do this. I put this bug in her ear years ago that I want to do a rail ride through the mountains over there in Canada, some part of Canada, and a partial ride. So we're going to do that as well. We're going to get tickets for that. And I think Vancouver, I read up on that. That's one of I think the third most densely populated city. So that's pretty cool. And you wouldn't think so, but British Columbia, I lived in Alaska, and that's in the Northwest, I think, territory. That's in British Columbia. But that's all, I believe that's touching Alaska, borders with Alaska. So we live in a big continent, real big. But anyway, that's some of our vacation plans. I'll be going down to Florida this Sunday to be with my honey, and we're going to do fishing down there, and I'll have some vids coming on salt water. We'll be down there for almost 2 weeks. And then let me tell you what we've got. We've got 4th of July plans that you're going to like. When we come back, in our church, there's in Jack's this life group in our church. That's what we call it, our Bible studies. Jack has a lady there named Teresa, and he's known her for years. I just met her last week the first time. But her parents own an 89-acre tract in Kentucky. It's about an hour from here, and it's in a town called Dot, like a dot on a map. And it's that small. If you sneeze, you went through the town. So we're planning to go there. Hey, GVS Fishing, hello from the Bronx. How you doing, brother? Good to have you on board, man. At a much better time, I would say, not 9 o'clock. And that reminds me, too. Let me go off the subject for a second. And I'm going to wait a couple of weeks and wait till July comes. We're going to change because I got too many things conflicting on Wednesday night at church. So I believe we're going to put it either it's going to be, and you guys can give me your response on that. I'm thinking of doing a Sunday night, like 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, because I think a lot of people are home, or I'm going to do a Tuesday night. So maybe you guys can respond to me, give me, email us and let us know which one you'd like to do. But in July, I'm going to move it to that where there is no conflict whatsoever. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little heads up about that. So I was just talking about the boat. I lost my train of thought here. I was at Jack's house. Let me say this. I was at Jack's house a couple times, and Jack just got in to do a review on. It's a company in Clarksville, Tennessee. On, I told him, I said, Jack, you got to get some really good professional cookware. So there's a company called, I want to read it right, Heritage Steel Cookware, manufacturing plant, Clarksville, Tennessee. We're going to do a walkthrough there in July sometime. And they sent him for review a set of pots and pans. And let me tell you, I got Cuisinart multi-clad. They're 5 layers. They're excellent. These are I want to read this right, a 7-layer stainless steel and aluminum. They are excellent. I was reviewing them yesterday. They gave him part of the basic set. If you go to their site, Heritage Steel Cookware, the basic kit that they gave him to review cost $6.99. If you go on Amazon, it's $7.99, which is ridiculous. But $6.99, and they gave him 2 pans. One, I think, is a 10-inch, but the other one is a big 12-inch. You hardly ever get that big, and it's curved outward, almost like a wok style, and heavy duty in its 7 layers. So I'm anxious to do blackened fish in there. I'm anxious to do some high temperature searing to see how well it holds up and how well it cleans off. But that is a really good set, much more reasonable. Listen, I love All Clad. I like a lot of these. Wolf makes good pans. There's so many Viking. There's so many manufacturers that are out there, but you're going to spend your lungs. These guys are real reasonable. So we're going to examine the plant. Maybe I'll come home with a set. They also furnished him under the name of Hammer Stahl, Stahl, I think 4 or 5 knives, full tang. Full tang means the knife material itself extends all the way through the handle. The handle is built around one piece. The knife and the handle is one piece of steel hammered out. And then they got beautiful inlaid wood on there. I'm telling you, this is top shelf. And real heavy duty, I mean heavy. So we got 4 pieces there, and they're beautiful. When he shows off that, he's going to show off those pots and pans on Cooking with Jack. Look at it. If you want to make a good investment, that's a good investment. That I'm going to tell you is good, and it cuts like butter, like a knife through butter. So I was very, very impressed with that. So in July, we're going to do the walkthrough with the factory, and for the first time, I've seen videos. I'm going to actually see how these knives are. They're not sponsoring us. Let me say that disclaimer. I'm not paid by Heritage Steel. I want to give a shout out to them that they make an excellent product. I've looked at it, and it's quality. Their pots and their pans are solid. You just know it. It's thick. The walls are thick, and the bottom is very heavy. 7 layers are going to disperse the heat very well, and they're going to hold it. And the handles, Jack said he cooked with them, and the handles are really stay nice and cool to the touch, which is beautiful. Not like most of the pots and pans out there. So I want to give a big shout out to them. They did it. They're making a good product. So we'll see their whole line. So I want you to be looking for that. Now, another thing I did, I got myself 2 weeks ago from Z. It's called Z Grills. I got their big 7002E model smoker. It's an 8-in-1 You can barbecue, you can grill, you can braise, you can sear. Um, I forgot I don't remember all of them, but you can do a bunch of stuff on there. And it's excellent. It's about 52 inches long, about 22 inches deep, and about 48 inches tall. But what makes it good, you can go on zgrills.com and look at it. The front part, it has a half shell that you lift up, and it's made to, it's a solid, heavy gauge stainless steel lid. Really nice. Now alongside it and bolted to it, it's all put together. They have a 20-pound hopper with a beautiful stainless steel levered shelf on it you can fold up, and you can empty out a 20-pound, it's a wood pellet smoker, grill, barbecue, so forth. And you could empty a whole 20-pound bag in there. I've cooked with it with a fruit one, and I'm telling you, it cooks phenomenal. Saturday, I had all my kids over, and we had about 14, 15 of us, and I smoked a whole bunch of fresh organic chicken from Costco, the parts, thighs and legs. I seasoned them with Jack's seasoning that he sells on his channel. You guys need to check it out. The rub is good. It's an all-purpose, utility rub. You can use it on all kinds of, from fish to beef to pork. It's really tasty. And it's just it's basic ingredients that you would get out of regular spices. And then in addition, I put thighs on there. I'm telling you, it's 700 square foot of cooking, 700 square inches of cooking. That is huge. And then it has a recessed double shell, a layer. These are porcelain coated grills. They're really, really made well. They've got a huge drip pan underneath the bottom that's on an angle. I put heavy duty Reynolds foil on there, and they got a really nice circular metal holder that hangs like a pail. You just I put an empty vegetable can in there, and it collects the grease from there. So it does a very nice job. No mess. It burns the pellets really good. There's no ashes to clean up, nothing. So it's real nice. And you can buy at Home Depot and other places. There's about 4 or 5 different flavors. I did a fruit mix, cherry, maple. Oh, I forget the other one. Cherry, maple, and hickory mix. Really, really nice. Maple sweet and cherry is sweet. And then I made a really good cooking on the chicken. Tasted real good. Now, I also cooked, I bought a 5-pound chuck roast. I had a custom cut at Publix. Boneless. They didn't have a bone in. I really wanted a bone in because a bone will really give a lot of flavor. And I set it at 180 degrees. I had all day to cook it, and I put it on slow cook, or 200 rather. And I ain't got to tell you, after about 4.5, 5 hours, I took it out. I set it. I put a meat thermometer in there, and I have it made by Inkbird. I'll put that in my next video. I'm going to put that in our store. Inkbird makes it's electronically operated, Bluetooth rather. It has 6 different ports, and they give you the stainless steel braided cords with the probes, which just the last half inch is what senses the temperature. And you stick that in. You can have all different meats with all different ones. You can program it, and then it'll give you an alarm on your phone no matter where you are. So you don't have to sit there and be a slave to the stove. It's really cool. So I did that, and I put the chuck roast in there, and I took it out at 100. The recipe said 122 degrees. It was super, super rare. Then I brought it in, and I let it sit for 15 minutes covered with tin foil, and it raised the temperature by 5 degrees. Then I took it, and I heated up my stainless steel. I have a stainless steel griddle pan. Calphalon doesn't make it anymore, 13-inch. And at extreme high heat, I seared all the 4, 5, 6 sides of that till it had a beautiful crust. Then, after I seared it, I raised it another 5 degrees, let it sit for 5 minutes, and we ate it. The inside was cooked. It looked like corned beef, the color of corned beef. Tasted really good. Really, really nice. The temperature was beautiful. So We did that. We did the chicken, and then I have striped bass fillets, seasoned them with the rub, and I coated them with oil, seasoned with the rub, and I did that on the top shelf. And I only did that, I believe that was at 120, 125. And they came out moist and delicious. So that smoker, I really like that. I'm going to be doing it this Saturday. My second grandson, second oldest, Luke, which is Lauren's second son, he's going to be 7. So the boys are growing now, and so they got a big party. So I'm going to be cooking a pork shoulder roast, Boston butt. It's all the same, depending on what part of the country you're from. And I'm going to put that in there, and we're going to season it real well. And I'll post a picture of that on Instagram. And I'm going to cook that for a good 10 hours at like 180, 200 degrees all day on a slow cook. And it's going to be injected with hopefully I can get apple cider, otherwise it'll be apple juice. And we're going to coat the thing in honey and season it. Oh man, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. So I like it. And it'll make a great pulled pork dish. And we're going to bring it over my daughter's house. So it's real good. So if you're looking for a good smoker, I highly recommend Z Grills. The other morning when I got up, I checked my YouTube and I was checking my emails. And YouTube on their newsfeed, they had the top 5 pellet grills, smokers on the market. And Z Grill was in the top 5. It was ranked number 5, but the best one for the most universal, most portability, and for everything that it could do, and so efficient. It got the best rating out of all of them. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So I was glad that was just give me a little confirmation it was worth getting it. They've got a deal now at Z Grills. I don't know how long the special, but if you go online and look, if you buy one, I think you get the second one free. You cannot beat that price. I believe they're either mine is $549. It's the top of the line, the premium one. And they got another model for $449. So go read that, but it's buy one, get one free. So if you want to make a nice Father's Day present, somebody, or July 4th present to yourself and one of your siblings or one of your kids or a relative, now's the time to do that. And you'll end up getting a $500 or $600 grill for half price. It's well worth the money. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up and a shout out to Z Grill that is one fabulously made grill. And it was easy to put together, very strong, solid steel, has 2 heavy duty wheels. They were special made wheels, and then legs in the front, and it just pick it up and you roll it around. The thing weighs about just under 200 pounds. So it's a very solid, heavy gauge steel with stainless. So we talked about that, and I want to bring to your attention today. Let me tell you what we did today. You'll love it. Jack twisted my arm. You know we like to do seafood reviews, so I made him happy today. He's been pitching in my ear all week. Charlie, we got to go to Red Lobster. Got to go to Red Lobster. I said, why? I said, I'm not crazy about Red Lobster. I've been to better, and I don't want to go back. I want to exceed with my experience. Because as you well know, I've talked already about when I'm going out to a restaurant. Yes, the biggest point is, and the purpose is, you want a great meal. I want that to leave me with a taste that I can think about for weeks to come. And part of that, what makes that taste so good, is the fact that ambiance. All of that service from the waitress or the waiter, how well the food is cooked, if it's come out in a timely manner, all that good stuff. And I mean, listen, we're all consumers. We deserve that. If I'm willing to pay 30, 40, 50, or maybe more for a night out for me, and then the same for my wife or a significant other, come on. I'm not going to go to I'm not going to go to Red Lobster. I'm not going to go for that. I'm not going to impress my wife at Red Lobster. I know I've eaten there before. I know what their level of what their abilities are, what their level of service is, and food quality. Will I eat there? Yeah, sure, I'll eat there sometimes. I mean, I'm sure because of Jack. He's going to twist my arm, is what he's going to do. But so I went there today to bless him, as he says, with my presence. So he was just breaking my chops about that. But anyway, I went there. We had lunch there. We had they were advertising online, and Jack. This was a marketing ploy of Red Lobster, typical. Cracker Barrel does it. A lot of the big chains do this. When you walk into Cracker Barrel, for example, they say our special meal. They're announcing their special meal of the day. So I figured maybe it's on sale or something. No, far be it from the truth. Ted Wilson, hey man, how you doing? Nice to have you on board. So a lot of these restaurants, that's what they do. They say, hey, look, our featured dishes. Well, it'd be nice if it was a special price, say on Wednesdays, all you can eat a fish fry or clam fry or 2 for 1 or a buffet or kids are free. Come on, it's not fair. It's not fair to do that. It's misleading. So Jack heard, it was so funny because the man was like egg in his face. He heard that, hey, they got a special on. They got a real push. They're really pushing this fish dishes on cedar plank. Now, I've had salmon and other things, cedar plank, and they really taste good. I was laughing my head off. We go in there. We got there at 11 o'clock. They opened at 11. So I said, look, it can't be any fresher than now. So let's go in and let's see. Everybody will get the best service. And there were people in line to get in, believe it or not. So I figured, hey, this might be a nice special. I said, okay, Jack, let's go. Boy, oh boy, were we surprised. We looked at the thing and I'm saying, Jack, where's the specials? I said, I don't, because normally if you go to a place and they're advertising that like that on the internet, there's an insert there. There's something in front of the restaurant. There was nothing. I said, Jack, I don't think you read that right or heard right, or you were being misled, which was the case. So we talked to Wanda, our waitress, which shout out to Wanda. Wanda, you did a great job. That was excellent service. You were kind and polite, and you were very attentive, and that's all we can ever ask. And you deserve the tip you got. Thank you for treating us kindly, and you were real nice and very informative. So we ordered 2 different main dishes. They're highlighted. One was a lobster. We both had asparagus on the side. Jack had a salad with his. He wanted that, and he had a corn, and he got a little tail of lobster and some butterfly shrimp that were good. I have to give credit to that. Butterfly shrimp, and let me see if oh yes, and then he had some sausage, like a Cajun sausage, sliced up. Now they on my dish, and he had a little thing of a melted butter. Now mine was the same thing, a little tail of lobster, and it was cooked right. And I had a piece maybe about that big, maybe about 4 or 5 inches long, 3 inches wide, of a piece of salmon. It was small, and everything was on a cedar plank, mind you. And then I had I think about 5 good size shrimp. These were large, butterfly. So they were cooked right. They weren't overcooked where they were gonna dissipate. And you know how they shrink. They had good color to them. Ryan, how you doing, man? Hey, let me answer this for everybody. Why does Jack remove his comments and likes and dislikes? That's a good question. I started to do that right from the onset. You guys are cool, but it's a crazy world we live in. We don't want anything to taint our channels. We're the real deal. There's no hype here. You're getting the real deal from me, because my name is my integrity, and I have integrity. So if I recommend to eat at a place, I can promise you, if it's good, it's good. If it's mediocre, it's mediocre. It still might be good to you, but it's mediocre. I'll tell you that. That's why we do that. We don't want to, because I don't mind comments, and that's why we offer everybody, send it to our Gmail address. I'm open about that. We have no skeletons. The problem is, on some, we got to hide them from this, and it shouldn't be. It needs to be policed better, because a lot of nutcases out there. I'm being politically correct. There are a lot of nutcases out there that don't mind their manners, and it ruins it for good people like you guys. So don't take offense. We have young kids watching this. We've got all ages because I looked at the demographics, and I don't want anything to pollute a young mind. I'll be very upset about that. That's not the purpose of this channel. I want to take those young minds and bring them up. Bring them up. Like Emerald would say, I want to take everybody up another notch. I'm not on a pedestal, and neither is Jack. We are not looking down at you guys. I love you guys. We got almost 1,100 subscribers. I want to say it again. And I want to say thank you and a shout out to every one of you. I truly appreciate you guys. This is the real deal. This is going to get better and better. I need you guys to, hey man, excuse me, Ken Fresno. Hey, Joe, I caught an 18-pound muskie in Lake Isabella last weekend. Way to go, brother. I like that. You need to send me a picture and I will put it on Instagram. I will put it on my Instagram page and on Facebook. You need to send me pictures, as many as you want. I will post them. I love it. I almost caught a big muskie too. 18-pound, that's nice. Let me know when you can how long, what the size was. So anyway, that's why we do likes and dislikes. We eliminate it because for the sake of you great people, you don't need to look at garbage. And I want to keep it clean. So I figured right out of the gate, I'm going the straight and narrow and let the chips fall where they may. But my heart is right. Jack's heart is right. I love Jack and he loves me. And I mean that in the right way. We're brothers in Christ and he's a good guy. And he really wants to give you guys good content. And he tells the real story. I taste his recipes. I'm there when he does a lot of his videos that you guys have watched on cooking. I was there. I ate that prime rib when he ate it with his brother. That was hilarious, his brother, when he said, did you wash your hands? That was so impromptu, so ad lib. I was dying laughing on the floor. Martin G, how you doing, brother? Good to see you again. What are some good national chain seafood? Okay, yeah, I'm going to address that. So anyway, let me finish on Red Lobster. So we went there, and he had corn. I had the I'm trying to think now. I had the little bit of mashed potatoes, and they were decent. It was fresh. So we had clarified butter. So I dipped the lobster in that. Now that I did something I never tasted before. They gave me something that's called orange. Oh wow! Not venchote. I forget the name of it. I never heard of that before. I did, but it's been such a long time. And it was an orange dip. Looked just like clarified butter. If some of you guys know what that's called, not a verchote. It begins with a V. Anyway, she said that's made specifically to dip salmon in. And I said, you're kidding me. I didn't want to ruin the salmon. And the salmon was juicy and it was cooked well. So I took a piece of the salmon, and this is on video. So this isn't a review that'll be coming out hopefully in a couple of weeks. I dipped it in this orange sauce and orange verchote. That's what it is. I never had this. It was like a marriage. It went beautiful together. Went beautiful. So I learned something. I want to just tell you, I learned from all the other fishing channels and the cooking channels. I learned so many ways to bring me up another notch. I want to cook better. I want to barbecue better. I want to smoke better. I want to learn it. I want to share it with you guys. If I develop my own recipes, they're going to be made public. They're not for sale. I want to share it with everybody because all of us should be able to feed off each other. And this is all good stuff, and that's all we want to offer. So, Martin, to answer that, let me see, there's Red Lobster. We told you guys, I hope you guys watch Storming Crab. There's 5 of them right now. They're from upstate. They're in Syracuse, New York. I think they're opening up in St. Charles, Louisiana. You gotta look it online, but it's Storming Crab. They've got them in Indiana, and I found out now in Tennessee and in Clarksville, Tennessee as well, besides Nashville, where we were. That was by far our #1 cooking of seafood review. That's our #1. It has blown every other review out the water. We've got the most views on that. I was really excited. And I'm going to tell you, nobody touches Storming Crab. So Let me give you that. If you'll look it up online, this guy that owns it, or family that owns it, I think they're Chinese. But the cool thing about him is he said that where his family is, and they're all over, he opened up the restaurant. So that's pretty cool for quality control. He's got his family working all over the place, plus obviously other people as well. So I thought that was a unique way of going about it. It takes a lot of finances, so I don't know where his backing came from. Very nice. And Juicy Seafood, if I can reiterate, copycatted them, literally came in with a camera, took pictures of everything, how they got their restaurant. Because when we walked into Storm and Crab, I said, Jack, wait a minute. This is identical. I mean, literally identical to Juicy Seafood. So when we asked the guy, oh, he gave me the history. He says, no, let me tell you, we're the real deal. They're just copycats. So that's what happened. So their Storm and Crab's good. Juicy Seafood's good too. I'm going to tell you, it is good. It was delicious. I enjoyed it there. Storm and Crab took it to a level that I've never had before. I got to think, and I'll probably post it, but I mean, Red Lobster is one of the biggest ones. Listen, Captain D's, no, you don't want to go there. I mean, you guys want to catch, I mean, I've done it too. You want to catch a quick lunch. Well, all right, fine. But listen, you and I both know they're not going to use grade A raw shrimp. They're going to use farm raised. It's cheaper. Walmart, 98% of the packaged fish, not the ones from the ocean, the packaged fish, they're all farm raised. Right? Are you doing? I'm not going to do Burger Wars. He asked me. We are doing Sushi Wars, and we've got this Friday, we've got another 1 or 2 restaurants that we're going to check out their sushi. So far, if you've watched it, Fuelin has taken it by storm. Their sashimi, the first time we went there, we got so enamored by the sashimi, we never did the sushi. So we went again, to be fair, to put them into the running, and their sushi was absolutely the best I've ever had. The very, very best. I'm speaking for Jack and I both. But Burger Wars, not that I know of. If they mix a little bit, if we can mix seafood and make it a combination thing, then you bet your baby I'm going to be there. Absolutely. I like doing that. And we're trying to do it in Nashville first, because Nashville now is a gigantic melting pot. I've been here going on 34 years. It has grown for a small, some of these roads were dirt. Now they're big highways. We've got 1 million people slated to come in here in the next 5 years. We're growing. So a lot of diversity, a lot of really cool, I love eclectic restaurants. Some of them are real pricey and they're cheap on their food. I want a nice balance. If I'm going to pay your price and not question it, then, and I like the surroundings, like you saw the video on Moby Dickey's, excellent. That's in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's a small little place. They renovated it. It looks so cool and quaint. Somebody took time to do that. And they're sitting right on the bank of the old Hickory Lake. Come on, that's beautiful. Man, chairs you can sit outside, your big screen TV. I like that atmosphere. I would love to spend a Friday night there with my wife and just watch TV, kick back, and have a nice meal there. And the food was excellent. So places like that, yes, those are the places you want to find. And all you guys, wherever you live, I guarantee you, if you'll do a little bit of shopping around, experiment, you guys are going to be amazed. And if you do find something good, you got to let us know, because we're going to put it on the list, maybe, of places to check out. And we are going to do a another seafood war. So it's going to expand, and I don't know where it's going to take us, but it's definitely going to expand. So let me get back, because I was talking about 4th of July. I want to finish with this tonight, because we've been on almost an hour, and you guys are excellent. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Patient who just got back to Mania, no family. Oh, cool. So Ryan Craven said, I had a patient today. So you're in the medical field. Cool. I had a patient today who just got back from Maine. Oh, yeah. Maine is one of our destinations. He has no family or friends there. Him and his wife went there just to eat lobster and other seafood. And we live in Arkansas, by the way. Well, good. Man, you're not far away at all from us. You're just right over the river. Well, in Maine, yeah, they've got what it's like they do up in the Midwest, the Oktoberfest. Oh man, what like a lobster fest. I'm dying to go there for that. If you watch Diners, Drivers, and Dives, they do that, and Maine is known for that. The farther north you go to Maine, it's fishing is the industry, lobstering is the industry, catching crab is the industry. I love that. I love being around there. I love listening to the horns, the noises, and the seagulls. There's a part of my heart that belongs at the ocean. I love the sea breeze. My wife, I share the same sentiments with my wife. Amy is she's a beach girl. She loves Florida, loves it. We got a home down there. She spends a lot of time there. Absolutely loves so she's from Largo, Florida. So, but let me say this before we close tonight. 4th of July, Jack was so kind. I told you about the lady Teresa in his Bible life group class, where I'm going after this. Her mom and dad own an 89-acre plat in D.O.T., Kentucky. It's right over the line. It's an hour from Nashville. And Jack told me they become really good friends with the family. And it's a small town, so they invite everybody there. And lo and behold, when they became such good friends, they invited him to come over for July 4th. Onion Chip, hey man, how you doing? Oh, please do a tutorial on shore fishing. You better believe I will. I'm going there this Sunday. I'll be down through we're leaving on July 4th, by the way, to fly back to Nashville to go to Kentucky. I'm going to do that. Stand by and get ready. I got a ton of videos coming, and we're going to do shore fishing and boat. Yes, I do a ton of shore fishing over there, ton of it. So it's coming, and thank you. I hope you are a subscriber, and I hope you are enjoying chatting with Charles. I'm having a blast with you guys. But we're going there. I don't know. Jack said it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's a river that runs through there. So we're going to try. If we can go live, we're definitely filming. They're doing a cookout, he said, to blow it out the water. Amy Roche. Hi. I hope I pronounced, or Roach. I hope I pronounced it right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. And we're going to do fishing over there. Amy and I are coming in at 7:30. We're flying in. We're going to Uber to my house. It's about 30 minutes from the airport. Get my my Super Duty. Oh, said it right the second time? Roach. Okay, very good. Stuart, you're the man. I'd like to see a video where you go back and fish where you did as a kid with your dad. Oh, yeah, you will. You will. That'll be on Long Island, out of Port Jeff. We went out of Sea Brighton Beach in New Jersey and Montauk Point. They're coming, I promise. Did you mean to say Amy and I? Yes, my wife, Amy and I. Yes. And we are going to drive down there, meet up with Jack that morning. At 7 in the morning, they're going to be taking a big pig out of the thing. Jack Davis, hey man, how you doing? When is your next video that isn't just eating food? Well, this Friday, we've got a video coming up. In fact, let me say it now, being it's at the tail end of this broadcast, I want to make you guys, oh, wow, 1 a.m. Amy, tell me where you're at. But Jack, the next video will be Friday. We're doing 2 of them. For everybody that joined in the process, in Ireland, hey, great. Great. So glad to see you. I got friends of ours that moved to Ireland. They're in the ministry. Oh, man. Well, I'm going to respond to that in a minute. But, Jack, we are going to be doing 2 videos on Friday. One is remember we said we're doing a giveaway. So me and Jack are buying a Blackstone griddle. The same one. Look on Walmart. Look at the Blackstone griddle. We're getting a 17-inch. This is really, the griddle's nice. I have to say that. They made a nice griddle. It's really for tailgating, particularly. It's very, very portable, and you can do that. and you can put it together. It takes literally about 30 minutes. The legs just snap together. The instructions, most of it's all put together. So they did a great job of it. And it's well made. It's light duty construction on the metal housing, but the cast iron grate that goes in there, folds down, is heavy duty. So you guys will like that. It's 2-burner propane. It has 2 control knobs. Both of them are double burner. So we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to cook fish tacos on Friday. We got a bunch of videos with the ones spent all day together. We're spending, and then we're going to announce who's getting it. So please spread the word. We need as many subscribers to help us grow, and then we can reach out to more, because we want this to really develop into something. And then we're going to give it away. And then coupled with that, later in the day, I'm going to put out a fishing video. And for you guys that just came on later, next week I'll be in Florida. So we're going to do a ton of live footage in Florida. I'm going to get caught up. My boat, I have a 2001 Hydrosport center console. Got it from my new father-in-law. It's beautiful. It's immaculate. And I had some wish list things. I moved the Perco switch. They had it all the way up underneath. If you guys know what a Perco switch, it's the main power. You can shut the power to your boat, and you can switch it from one battery to another if you do. And I made it a 2-battery for controls. I want all my accessories on 1 battery and another one just for starting. So I had it moved because I had to lay down and reach all the way in. It was ridiculous. After I wash the boat down, I had to do that. That was nonsense. So I got so ticked off. I said, I'm going to do something about this, because that's a new Perco switch I had put in, and they put it in an obscure place. So I got another mechanic, and I fell in love with these guys. They're good. And I had them put it, I have a really deep, roomy glove compartment, pretty, about 5 inches of room here and really deep. I had them put it on the side there with a nice cigarette lighter and everything, so I can power up stuff. Anyway, it's much easier to do there. The wires went in there. It didn't cost me near as much as I thought. And I'm just making it more handy. But the boat handles well, and I stay no more than like 5 miles out and in. And there's so much fish to catch. You can't believe everything you read, trust me. But the pictures I show you. Matt Lowe, brother, how you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be tuning out here now, but we will be doing that. So from Dot, Kentucky, you're going to see a spread like you've never seen. Huge smokers and barbecue grills. And it's a family thing. They invite, I mean, literally, I think they invite the town to come to their house. So it's pretty cool. But let me say this before I close. Amy Roach, you live in Ireland. Now, I don't know what you call people that are from Ireland. Like, if you're from New York, you're a New Yorker, or a Tennessean, you're a Tennessean if you're from Tennessee. So if you're from Ireland, let me know and let everybody know how long you live there, and if you're native born or where you came from, and let me know what the weather's like. It's 1 a.m. in the morning there. Oh, wow. You're a gem. Thanks for watching. You could see the whole thing later, but thanks so much for tuning in. And you can respond later and I'll catch it. But we have, let me type in for you guys right now our Gmail address. It's fishhook, man, I type terrible, slow. Fishhook2019 at gmail.com. So let me put that in there. Martin, how did you and Jack become friends? Was it a shared love of food? Let me tell you how we became friends. Jack came to my church. I go to Cornerstone Assembly of God in Madison, Tennessee. Jack came to our church. My son was one of the greeters, believe it or not, and walked him in the church and made them feel welcome. I didn't know any about this till like a year and a half later. But I heard the pastor saying every now and then, the YouTube man, and referred to Jack. And I said, who's this? I wasn't really into YouTube like that. And little by little, I got to know him. He helped me launch. My daughter has a channel called John's Bakery. And I said, you kidding me? So I approached him. I said, would you help me manage that? And I got into the world of Jack. I started to get to know him. I knew him as the YouTube man, and turned out to be really, uh, he's the real deal. He's the real article. Nothing phony about Jack. I can only say everything good. And I mean that sincerely. We're brothers in Christ. And secondly, we became really good paisans. He's Italian, so not to be prejudiced, but it's just nice to have another guy that I had the same upbringing as me. So it just made a nice platform to talk, and we had a nice friendship from there. So we've become friends now. The last year, we've become really tight, and I think it's going to get better and better. I love his wife, Tammy, and they love Amy. So we have a really nice friendship going on. Really, really nice. I'm going to see while I've got you guys on, give me a second here. I want to see on my desktop if I can show you a picture of my yeah, here we go. Last week I showed you we're going to be going back to Ireland. I'm not Ireland. Listen to me. We're going to be going back to Michigan in July after the 4th, because now the salmon, the steelhead, are running up the tributaries to spawn. Well, my friend there, one of our connections that we made, I hope you could see this picture. Yes. Right there, that is a steelhead. That's a nice one. That's about 6-7 pounds, he told me. And supposedly they fight like, well, I caught them in Alaska fly fishing, but I've never caught them with a standard rod and reel in what they call the lower 48, where we live. Anyway, that's our buddy Doug that we met there, and I hope you guys can see that. Now I'm going to give you a picture. This is my newest addition. One of them is my daughter and my grandson. Let's see if this is it. There's my grandson. He's only a day old. Barrett Charles Cosley. He weighed 7 pounds, 11 ounces. I'm just proud of him. Look at that head of hair. It's ridiculous. Really beautiful baby. A lot of times, like all my other grandkids didn't come out that beautiful when they came out of the womb. This kid had no marks on him, so he came out beautiful. And this is here we go. That's my daughter, Lauren. She's my middle girl. She's an Eskimo. She was born in Alaska on July 4th, believe it or not, of '84. And there's my little grandson. Look at that hair. At this time, he was only 2 weeks old. Yeah, going on 3 weeks old. She already has his hair spiked. So that's at our church. She was in the mother's room. She couldn't really take in the services. So that's a little bit about my family. Late as time goes on, and as I learn to maneuver really well within YouTube, I'll get you guys pictures of our family, of all the grandkids, all the little munchkins. But again, guys, I want to say good, Martin. Oh, you can't see the pictures. You know something? Jack will have to show me. I'm not publishing them right. I will post them on my Instagram. I'm missing something here, and Jack said there was a way to share it. I honestly don't know on community, and I can't get it over here. So I apologize if it's not coming out. Jack will help me do this. For some reason, it said that I was able to do that, so I apologize. But I'll get it to you this on Instagram, and this next week I will get it to you. You guys, thanks again for tuning in. You guys are the bomb. I really enjoyed myself, and be looking forward to this Friday. We'll have some good videos coming up, and all the subjects. If there's other things you guys want me to see, please let me know. Damon, how you doing, brother? You just woke up. Yeah, it's ending now. We've been on for 1 hour and 9 minutes. Can you believe it? Hey, listen, watch it. Please send me, watch the whole thing, because I need you guys' input. I put a poll out there on 5 different types of fish, what you like the best, what you're more inclined into, and that'll give us direction on which way to shoot the channel as far as fishing goes. And I will do that. I'm gonna listen to you guys. So please send me some emails. I'm not just saying that to make the time go on, to sound pretty here. I really want you guys to give me some input. So I look forward to it. Spread the good news. And if you get as many, we need subscribers. And I love every one of you. Thanks so much. Thank you in Oliad in Ireland. Hey, God bless you. Thanks for joining. Guys, have a good night. And we will see you next week. Bye.